Good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609, and we're fixing to go for a little drive here this morning. And what I'm going to talk about is what? Comparing Class B RVs to Class C RVs. Why? Because the Class Bs are extremely popular and expensive, and the Class Cs are not bad, but years ago, or 2 years ago approximately, I really got serious about a Class B RV. And at that time, they made a Simplicity SRT model on a Ram chassis that was in my price, well, not really in my price range, but it was about, with taxes and everything, 65 to 70,000, and that was the least expensive Class B you could find. It was fully self-contained, had a full bed. You know, I could actually live in it. Now see, I'm speaking from the point of view, I live full-time in an RV. This is not just from a going camping on the weekend perspective or for a week or two at a time. So bear that in mind. But anyway, the Simplicity SRT at that time was around 65K. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but Class Bs range anywhere from 90,000 and up, all the way up to nearly 200,000. You know, it just depends on what you want and what brand. You know, there's several different brands out there. I can't recall all their names. I know Airstream makes probably the most expensive, or close, and it's about 175,000. Then you got Road Trek, then Pleasure Way. Those are in the 150,000 range. Winnebago Travato, which also that is the same model, or the same as the Simplicity SRT, the Travato, and it's around 90,000 in that range. The length of the Class Bs is right around 20 feet, within a foot or so, and so that's the attraction, is they're small enough to be driven like a regular vehicle. You know, you can go to the grocery store and camp at any spot, and if you want to go boondocking, you know, they'll go out anywhere, and they're fully self-contained. Of course, some of them have more solar than others. Most of them have a generator of some kind, and I got to sneeze. Hello, I'm back. I'm not going to edit that out because I don't edit videos, but so that's the Class B side of the equation. And as far as popularity, their sales are up. I can't remember the exact number from my video yesterday, but I want to say 50% over last year. No, it's up a lot. And folks, whenever you're looking at Class Bs, bear in mind that it's all a function of supply and demand. You know, you wonder why they're so expensive, but it's a simple equation. If the demand is high and the supply is low, price is going to be high. That's it. It's a simple function of supply and demand. And you know, if I'm a RV dealer and I've got some Class Bs, am I going to discount them? No. No. You know, but so that's where the Class Bs are. You know, they're not, I drove a couple of times the Simplicity SRT. They drive just like a van, you know, just a regular van. And, you know, they're economical, you know, 18, 20 miles a gallon in that range, depending on how heavy your foot is. So there's a lot of pluses there. And, you know, and as far as comfort, that's one of the things I noticed. They are relatively compact, you know, as in they're kind of small on the inside. There's not a lot of storage. The bathrooms are wet baths, of course, and they, you know, if you're a big guy over 6 foot or 6'6", forget it. Well, don't forget it, or just remember that once you get in there, you're going to have your wife pull you out, you know. So, you know, they're not designed for big folks, okay? And that's probably their downside. And then as to the Class Cs, which I ordered probably the most basic Class C you can get. You know, the price on the one, I got a Thor 4 Winds 22E, okay? And it's 24 feet long, which is about 4 feet longer than a Class B. But for that, of course, you lose some flexibility in driving. Of course, you can still go to the grocery store. You just take up a space and a half, as to, instead of one little space. But I always park way out anyway, so I'm always away from the crowd because I don't mind doing a few extra steps. So, yeah, this is Llano, Texas, by the way, for those of you that don't know where you are. But yeah, the Class C will take a little more space. But that for me, since I'm living in it, extra space is good. Having a 7-foot ceiling as opposed to 6 foot or 6'4" is nice, and having that extra foot or foot and a half of width is nice because it gives you a lot more storage. You get a full-size refrigerator, a full bath, a full-size bed that's down. You don't have to put it down and put it up, put it down, put it up, you know what I mean. And you don't have to fold down the dining room table, and you got room to cook. So there's a lot to be said for living in a Class C as opposed to living in a Class B. But what do people use the Class Bs for? Most, I'd say probably most, use them every now and then just for taking vacations and going to visit the kids or whatever. And but you can get a basic Class C for around $66,000, including taxes. Right now, that's a new one, and that's not going to be long. That's going up. I ordered my Thor 4 Winds September the 9th. At that time it was 59,000, and they've gone up now to 64 or 63. They've gone up $4,000 already. So that's where the direction of the price. There's also in between these two models is one called a Class B Plus, which is basically exactly in between. It's not quite as big as a C, and it's a little bigger than a B. And so one of the ones that comes to mind on that is called a Regency, and they're about $150,000. Now you can probably find a B Plus a little cheaper than that, and but the only real difference between that B Plus and a Class C is that overhead sleeping area. On the one I got, mine has the overhead bunk bed, so if you had kids and stuff, which I don't, but it will come in handy for a little extra storage space. Like when you come in from outside, you can throw your jacket up there or whatever, just kind of a miscellaneous lightweight storage area. So that's the B Plus story. And but just remember that they're all of them, the Bs, B Plus, and the Class Cs, I'd say nearly all of them are fully self-contained. What does that mean? That means they have their own generators, so they can generate power. They have a water tank, so you can add water and you can be off grid, so to speak. And for those of you that are going to be boondocking, I think that's great. And I have to mention this too. For those of you that are contemplating buying a unit, whether it's a travel trailer, fifth wheel, or whatever, my suggestion is to plan to have that unit fully self-contained, as in have a generator or plenty of solar as soon as possible, because you're going to find that you're going to be going camping places that may have no hookups, or that might be the only ones available, because it's getting pretty crowded out there. But having said all that, it's always your choice. What do you want? What do you need? For me, the Class C works very well because I'm going to get more space and more flexibility to travel, because I'll have the 4,000 watt built-in Onan generator, which will run everything, including the 15,000 BTU roof air conditioner, which will be wonderful at times when I'm out in the summer in New Mexico. And I probably won't go to New Mexico again, but wherever I am, I'll be using that generator every now and then. So, but anyway, guys, just wanted to give you a little comparison as I'm driving around here this morning. I've actually got to go to the Lowe's little grocery store here in Llano, Texas, and get me some bananas, enough to last until I make my major grocery shopping trip to Marble Falls, Texas, to the huge HEB grocery store, and I'll pull around here out of everybody's way. And fortunately, I got here early enough in the day that it's not very crowded, because the way avoid this stuff is to limit your exposure. It's all a function of math. You know, the less exposure you have, the less chance you have of getting anything. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, from Llano, Texas, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because it doesn't cost you a penny. Amazon takes care of me. You just click on the link, go to Amazon, buy whatever you want, and you're done. And what else? Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, keep your health, because without your health, you're not going to want to go camping or buy anything. So enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.